Hi, Happy Enders. It is another week. We did it. This week I have Paige Wesley, which is super awesome because I've wanted her on for a long time because I adore her and I look up to her. She actually does a lot of roast battle, which is super cool. And then she has a podcast called the Cult it's just Cult Podcast. And now I'm addicted to it and I listen to it all of the time. So when you're done listening to all the Massagecast, you can also go and listen to Cult Podcast, and it sucks you in and gives you very fucked up dreams. So there's that. But I really wanted Paige because I adore her. She's just a fucking badass female comic, and that made me super happy. So I hope you guys enjoy. Please like, click, subscribe, comment, send emails to joyshappyendings@gmail.com. Also, if you want... say thank you to I fucked all that up. I want to say thank you to Care by Design for giving me the Care by Design lotion. It is amazing. The CBD lotion has kept me going, and I appreciate you guys very much. So enjoy. Get undressed, get under the sheets. Ooh, you're in for a treat. No, I promise this is not a dream. It's just a happy ending with Joy Eileen. Let me cut you off. No worries. All right. Let's do this. Yay. God, you have beautiful hair.
Oh, thank you.
I have hair envy because I have none.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I normally wear a bandana to hide the bald spots because I have thin hair.
Was it always thin?
Yes. Like my aunts used to make fun of me because they're like, Joy, your ponytail's so small. And I'm like, well, fuck you. Your husband's dicks are small. Like, leave me alone.
I've always had crazy, thick, unmanageable hair.
It's so pretty.
Thank you. And it's only like now that people make products and stuff that can actually contain it and make it look good.
Okay.
And for, like the late 80s, early 90s, nobody knew that you shouldn't be washing your hair every day.
See, I have to.
Well, my sister has very thin hair and also has to. But for my hair, washing it every day, it was this crazy frizzy mess, and there was nothing we could do about it. And it wasn't until I went to like once or twice a week that people were like, oh my God, your hair's beautiful.
You're like, ha-ha.
Ha-ha.
The secret is laziness. I got it.
The secret is dry shampoo and ponytails.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So I like having you guys introduce yourselves.
Sure.
So
I am Paige Wesley, giant back of note. I'm a comedian, and I have my own podcast about cults.
About what?
Cults.
Okay.
Yeah. Where it's like a comedy true crime podcast about cults.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did I not know that?
I don't know.
I stalk you a little.
People do. I think it's because we keep a lot of the podcast stuff on the podcast specific social media.
Okay.
And then we kind of keep our own Facebook profiles kind of sterile from it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Which has kind of been good because there's a giant Facebook group of podcast listeners that all have their own inside jokes and memes that would just make absolutely no sense to people who only know us from comedy.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So it works out to kind of keep it a little bit separate, but...
Now, who's us?
So, me, Armando Torres, and Andrea Gazzetta.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And we just had our 2-year podcast anniversary in August.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. We're doing our second... We did our first live show almost exactly a year ago.
Uh-huh.
Where we debuted at a horror film festival in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
So we're actually going back to the same festival in 3 weeks. Well, I guess a month from now to do basically our new live show.
Oh, that is so fun.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, actually.
I did a live show with this podcast once, and I had the chair, so it was just the chair, and I let the whole audience get involved, and by whole audience I mean like 5 people.
Right. I was gonna say that. How? Everyone put a hand on.
Yeah. Well, they just talked, and like it was Joe Dosh, who has been my guinea pig for this podcast more times than I'd like to say. Even when I produced my own comedy show, he was the first person I asked. I'm all, hey, can you be my guinea pig again? Because it was the first time I've ever hosted a show.
Right.
And I was so excited. I'm all, I need you there, Joe. And I was like, please. And he's like, okay. And then it was Brian Simpson.
Okay.
And
that's an amazing show so far.
And it was just the 3 of us. And I'd pull an audience member from the audience, whoever put their name in a bucket, because they didn't have to. And it was like Joe went first, so it was Joe, and I was massaging the guy, and we just talked to this person. And then Brian got on, and then Joe was like, you just made me watch somebody get a massage. And I was like, you get on. So then Joe got on, and we started talking. And then somehow we got into how we lost our virginity.
Oh, wow.
And the whole, like I said, the whole audience, like everybody like blurted out how they lost theirs. Even the bartender.
It becomes like a focus group.
It was so much fun.
Oh, that's a blast.
And I'm like, I want to do, and I called it quickies because it was just 5-minute massages.
Oh, yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah, and then it was at the Sycamore Tavern, and Trevor's like, okay, there's not enough people. We have to shut it down. And the bartender's like, but we're having fun. I'm all, listen to him.
Free massages. Stop. Don't ruin it.
Leave us alone. How'd you lose your virginity? So I love it. How'd your first live one go?
We sold out in pre-sales.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So more than 5 people. Okay.
Yeah, and we didn't know. So, like, we're so used to dealing with comedy shows where, you're just, like, begging people to go. Like, even famous people are just like, please come to this.
Right. I'll make you laugh.
Yeah. And we hadn't really heard anything from the festival regarding, like, how many tickets were sold. All we knew was like the few people who posted in the Facebook group. So we're like, okay, so we know we sold like 4 tickets.
Aww.
And we went to the show that went before us. So they had like back-to-back podcasts that day. And so we went to the show before ours, and they were like half full. And we were like, okay, well, like maybe we can also be half full. Like, cross your fingers. And they let that show out. We started to set up our show, and I looked up, and we still had like a half hour till showtime, and I realized that the room was half full, and I was like, are these people not leaving? And then the room just kind of like kept filling up, and I was like, oh, they're here for our show. Like, do they think there's a different show? And I like left to go to the bathroom before the show, and I'm like walking across the lobby, and this group of like young, like 20-something maybe, kids are just like, oh my god. And I was like, who's here?
You're like, who's behind me?
Yeah, this is a movie festival, like who's here? And I look around, and they're just like staring, and I was like, weird, I must have missed it. I go to the bathroom, and I come back, and then they're in the front row.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh, it was me.
It's me.
It was me. These people think I'm famous, even though I'm not. And so we ended up pretty much full. And then we stayed after to, like, take pictures and whatever. And people came up, and they're like, we drove 3 hours from Wichita because we figured you weren't going to come to Wichita anytime soon. But we've been listening since, like, day one, and we were just like, oh, my God, thank you.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so when we were able to come back this year, we were like, hell yeah, we're going back. Like, that place is amazing.
They like us.
They like us, because when we do live shows in California, like, we did one in Burbank that actually did pretty good. We did one in San Diego that was, like, half full, because people have other things to do.
Yeah, but still.
But in Kansas City, Missouri, we're, like, the hot ticket.
Oh, my God. That sounds like... I loved the live show. It's so much fun. So I can't imagine, like, actually people wanting to be there and watch it.
It was crazy. Well, we have, like... it's, when you do a show for a long time, you have things that you say and inside jokes and whatever that just kind of come up over and over again. And when you're podcasting, it's kind of like talking into a vacuum, and you don't know really
what's sticking,
what's not. I mean, like, we see what people post on Facebook, but that's about it. But like, starting the live show in Kansas City last time and having people like cheer along with stuff, we were like, oh my gosh, like, people listen to what we say. It's so crazy.
I'm so proud of you. That's so cool.
So we're like stoked to go back. We cannot wait.
And I love the two of them too.
Oh yeah, it's a blast. Like, I couldn't pick two better people to have a show with. We have a great time.
Because Andrea, she used to run my favorite open mic
at Moontown.
What was it?
Skiptown Playhouse?
No, it wasn't Skiptown. It was, oh my God, why can't I think? It's been shut down forever. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like a theater.
That does sound kind of like Skiptown, but...
Maybe it was Skiptown. I don't know, it got shut down.
Fourth Lumber.
No, it wasn't Fourth Wall. But it was so much fun, and it was called the Moms. And it was her and Paula V. And on Valentine's Day, they wrote every person that got up like a little note. And I was having a really rough day with my kids because they were being dicks.
Well, they're kids, yeah.
Because they were just being kids. And this lady on Facebook was saying something like, my kids don't have ADHD because I make them go outside and I make them eat vegetables.
What? That's not how ADHD works.
And I was like, bitch, if I could throw broccoli down my kid's throat and make him get on a bike and him stop having meltdowns, you don't think I would have thought of that?
Right.
Like, fuck you.
Oh my gosh.
So I kind of went on stage and just ranted. I wasn't even trying to be funny. And they wrote me a note, and they're like, your kids are proud of you, you're a good mom. And I'm all, and it's still in my wallet.
Oh.
I'm like, thank you, I needed that.
I still have, so she used to have a podcast before she joined our podcast called Andrea Loves Everybody.
And it was always hot, yes.
And it was always about, like, your experiences with love and dating. And she drew a picture of me with a quote that I said on the podcast. I still have that because it's so cool looking. And the quote was just like, everyone is insecure, but everyone's like, deserving of love, basically. And so, yeah, she's also, have you seen her paintings?
Yes, she's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. So this won't come out before Christmas, right?
No.
Okay, I bought my mom a painting for Christmas. And I'm super, super excited. It's going to be so exciting to see her open it.
I love that.
It's going to be great.
I did a Secret Santa on Reddit.
Oh, wow.
Because my name's Joy. I have to be Christmas.
Yeah, of course.
And I got this 27-year-old girl in Nebraska. She's been married 4.5 years, and they were expecting their first baby. So
at least it's only the first, right?
Exactly. But I was telling my husband, and he's like, fuck. And I'm like, what? And he's like, you don't have time to do what you're thinking. And I'm like, you don't know what I'm thinking. He's like, you're going to make her a baby quilt. And I was like, okay, I did. I made her a baby quilt. I already went to Joann's.
I just got a new quilting sewing machine, and I cannot wait to nerd out over it.
That's so... See, mine are shitty.
Mine too. I'm not good at it.
I'm not good at it either, but it's with love.
Yeah, of course.
And she wrote me, and she's like, oh my God, I started crying. Aww. And she said she was craving pickles, so I got her like a pickle ornament.
Oh, fun.
And I got her a shirt from here, because I'm like, she's in Nebraska. And
it's a thing from Los Angeles.
Right. But it was fun.
That's very sweet. Our podcast Facebook group did a Secret Santa.
I love it.
So it's been a lot of, because like when we announced it, we were like, hey, $20 maximum, and the emphasis is on handmade. Like, if you can make something, do something handmade. And so they've been posting pictures, and it's just like basically just a thread of picture after picture after picture after crazy cool art based on the show. And it's like every time we see a piece of it, I'm like, man, I'm bummed I don't have that.
Oh my God, you're popular.
That's so cool. Yeah, they're like, they've made each other like themed ornaments and like paintings, and some of them have like collected artifacts from actual cults and sent them to each other.
Oh shit.
Crazy. Some of it's so cool. One of them, one of our listeners got like a new embroidery machine and made us keychains based on, we joke about we love the movie The Shining, and so she made us all their like leather rune keys for room 237. It's like on my keys, but like super cool stuff like that. People send us crazy stuff. It's the most fun. Like famous or not, just having people that listen are that into it and that excited makes it so much fun.
It's weird though, right?
Very, yeah.
So I write romance books, and
congratulations, you're my hero.
Yeah, I'm a nerd.
I love it.
There are people who have tattoos.
Oh, whoa!
Of my stuff on their body.
See, I've only got one of those. We have like one person with a tattoo. But that's amazing.
It's really crazy. And like, okay, so I write, because I've always wanted to be a rock star, but I have no talent. So I wrote my own rock band, and I named them the Jackholes.
Okay.
And I have a huge Jackholes tattoo on my inside of my arm. And people have Jackholes tattoos.
Whoa.
And I'm all, holy shit. Like,
that's amazing.
It's kind of crazy, though. Because I'm not popular. I've never been popular, so I'm like, I don't know what to do with this.
I know. Well, I'm like, hey, I go to the grocery store in sweats and no one knows who I am. Yeah. It's not like I'm famous. Like, I still have a day job. It's not like I'm a famous person. But there's a dude in West Virginia that has a tattoo of Armando designed this like sad Kool-Aid pitcher logo that we put on a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
And there's a guy with that as a tattoo. And he like posted it in the group and everything, and it looks super cool.
That's so cool. Yeah, because Armando, his drawings are awesome too.
Yeah, he does all of our graphic design for the most part, and then Andrea will do when we have like specialty stuff. Like we had a joke about a gator who is also a lawyer. So Armando designed a lot of our like stickers and logos, but then Andrea actually painted like digitally the gator lawyers. We have like a sticker that's like a southern lawyer, but it's an alligator.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, she also did, for like merch, we designed prayer candles with each of our faces on it.
I fucking love it.
So we have prayer candles. She did like a tattoo flash sheet that we put out there if people wanted to get tattoos. So far only one person took us up on it, but you know, there is a flash sheet if people want to do it. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
So were you always into cults? Like, is that your thing? Did you grow up in a cult?
No, I didn't grow up in a cult. I grew up really religious, though.
So close, yeah.
Yeah, close enough, but in just non-denominational Christianity, where my parents were terrified of cults, because I'm slightly older than people think, so I grew up basically through the Satanic Panic.
When was that?
So, like, mid-'80s to early 90s.
Yeah. I was born in 81, so yeah.
And so my parents were terrified of cults, and were constantly warning about, like, you know, don't believe everything people tell you, like, you know, question stuff, and actually check the Bible to see if it says what somebody says it says.
Oh, shit.
Things like that. And as I got older, I am obsessed with true crime. My mom watches Law and Order constantly, or used to. I don't know if she still does. But, so even like as kids, Law and Order was like constantly on in the house. So I just kind of have like a weird bent for it. And cults are kind of like normal religions that go wrong, if that makes sense. I like that. And we don't always cover ones that have ended up criminals. Sometimes they're just extra weird.
Okay.
And those are kind of more fun because nobody gets hurt typically.
Okay, yeah.
But it's fascinating. And when we started the show, everyone we told about it were like, do you think there's going to be enough cults for you to do that? And we still get like 2 to 3 recommendations a day. We have like a spreadsheet that we've barely made a dent in.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's crazy. We still have like, because we've done groups that are not necessarily what people would think of as traditional cults. And we've got a whole list of those that we want to get to too that are still, you know, like waiting packs of, you know, research and stuff. And so it's kind of crazy. We've got definitely enough for at least another 2 years, if not more than that.
Yeah.
And that's assuming no one starts any new cults, which people keep starting them. So, yeah, it's nuts. It's a lot of work, but it's so much fun.
Do you all do the research, or is there like a more person who researches?
It's mostly Armando and I, and then occasionally Andrea will find one that she really, really likes, and then she'll do her own. We're kind of each responsible for our own research.
Okay.
For whatever episodes we're going to do. And we try to surprise the other ones with what the episode's going to be about.
Okay.
So we may, like, you know, I might find out that we're going to do an episode on, like, the Moonies, but once I know that, I don't do any research, and I basically wait to hear it from Armando on the show.
How long is the show?
We started out with episodes that were like 30 to 45 minutes, and now they're like an hour and a half long.
I fucking love it. Oh my God.
It's just purely out of necessity to try and like get as much information in as possible. That they've gotten longer and longer. I don't think we could, you know, go much longer than an hour and a half comfortably, because it takes 2 to 3 hours to record every time. So just the sheer, you know, workload of doing it means that they can't really be much longer than an hour and a half. So,
okay. Yeah. And it's everywhere? Do you put it everywhere?
Yep, it's everywhere.
Is it just audio, or are you guys doing...
Just audio, because we edit.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we kind of have to like make sure stuff is as correct as possible. We still have mistakes all the time, but like, you know, as much as possible to try and get stuff correct, or to make sure that we're being sensitive to victims when there are victims within the story.
Okay.
You know, because you don't want to like, it's tough, because I think a lot of people think that only stupid people join cults, and that's not the case.
It's
like,
not
at all. They're a lot like, I would say, abusive relationships, just on a macro scale.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was in an abusive relationship, and it was total brainwash.
Yeah.
Like, almost like Pavlovian, because I knew what would set him off. So, like, I would try and stay away, and if something set him off, I'd be like, oh, fuck, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, like, this is my fault, and it's not. It's not your fault at all. And, I mean, cults, in the same way, go for people who are looking for love or companionship or meaning in life.
Anything,
And they, you know, the first thing they do is they meet that need for them. Like, nobody, you know, gets into an abusive relationship because it's bad all the time. They get into it because they loved somebody at some point. And the cult is the same way. They have had good times in that cult. It's just that those good times make it tough to really see clearly when things have gotten out of control and when it's become a manipulative bad situation.
It's just like comedy.
Oh yeah, for sure. At a certain point you're like, I've been in LA for 10 years. Should I leave, or should I, like, I could move to Minnesota and live like a king.
I was just telling someone, I'm like, every time I'm like, I really need to quit comedy, because my kids give me like super bad guilt trips. And which is why I cannot stand the Marvelous Miss Maisel, because
I know.
I'm like, that's not how it works. They hide your purse and they're mean.
I literally, almost everyone, when they find out I'm a comedian, they're like, I love Marvelous Miss Maisel. I was like, you don't understand.
I have a bit on it, because I talk about it. Like, I'm like, no, there's guilt involved. Yeah. So I can't tell you how many times I went to a show where I cried the whole way and then, like, go, okay, I'm on a stage now. Like,
yeah.
Because they're mean. They make you feel bad.
Yeah.
So I don't even know where I was going with it. Oh, yeah, so stand-up, like, you have your... Every time I'm like, I'm done, I'm going to wait until they're older. Then I get on stage and have, like, the best set I've had in a while. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. If we didn't have the podcast, I probably would be more seriously considering moving home or something at some point, just to be like, you know, I don't want to raise a family in LA. Like, we could live better elsewhere on the same salary. My job would let me move. Like,
right.
Why are we here? You know? But now it's kind of like, well, now I have this thing that like it is working, so I kind of.
And Billy Bob has this tattoo, so I have to stay.
His name is Cairo, and he's our #1 fan. He's great.
Love that.
He's the best. He sent us mugs for Christmas, and they're very, very cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that.
And it's stuff like that where I'm like, but these people are so awesome. Like, I wouldn't want to stop doing this. They're so cool. So, and you meet people from all over. Like, we have people from all over the world, and it blows my mind. All of our Australian listeners have been lamenting because it's like 107 degrees or something right now because their Christmas is during summer. And so we're posting all these like winter, and they're like, no,
wrong.
It's summer and it's spider season. It's terrible.
My god.
Yeah.
Spider season's something else too in Australia.
They post pictures and it is nuts. Those spiders are crazy. They're huge. They're like the size of a dinner plate. It's absolutely nuts. One of them caught one in her bedroom one time and posted a video.
Nope. See, I think I'd be okay with spiders, even the big ones. I'd be like, it's snakes and rats and mice that I can't do, and it makes me weird. So mad.
I'm way better with rats and mice, and even snakes.
See, it makes me mad because I'm like, I'm a strong bitch. And then I see a mouse and I'm like, John.
I think it's just because when I worked in retail, anytime you work in retail, there's mice everywhere. Mice and rats always. Especially the last store I worked in was a 100-year-old building. And so even after we did like massive like remodeling and stuff to try and keep them out, they still get in. There's nothing you could do.
There was a guy. Oh my god! I walked out in the chiropractor. I just finished my my massage, and I was getting ready for my next one. And the person was getting dressed, and I walk out, and there's a guy sitting in our waiting room with 2 snakes wrapped around him.
What was he planning on doing with them during the procedure?
He was waiting for his mom.
Okay.
And I know his mom. Like, I've massaged his family. I've never met him, but like his mom and his dad, they've been long-time patients of mine. And in fact, his mom was like, go talk to him. He's like you. He's an artist, and he wants to do stand-up. And I was like, no, he has fucking snakes.
I'm just picturing somebody doing stand-up while holding 2 snakes. And I gotta admit, I want to see it.
It was...
I'll hear him out. I'm curious.
Right?
Yeah. If that happened at an open mic, I'd be like, hold on. Like, don't kick him out just yet.
Wait. Give him a moment.
Yeah, maybe he's brilliant. Who knows?
But, yeah, she's like, Joy. And I was like, I love you, but he has snakes. No.
My husband cannot deal with snakes. Like, at all. It is a no-go.
See, John, my husband, he can't deal with spiders, which cracks me up because he's like, Joy! And I'm like, okay, you get the mouse, I'll get the spider.
I'll make that deal any day of the week. Gladly. I will handle any spider. Well, I will handle any mouse or snake if someone can handle all the spiders.
See, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
See, okay, so if our marriages go wrong, we got it.
We got it. There we go.
Just wait. If I were you, I would wait 10 years because I have an 8-year-old and he's the last one.
Wait for him to age out.
Yeah.
I've got a cat that could live another 10 years, so who knows?
Like, we have a pact where whoever files for divorce has to take the kids. So I'm like, yeah.
It'll just keep both of you from doing it.
I'm like, we still have 10 years where we're fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, the oldest, he's 19, so he's aging out, and then the 13-year-old paints his fingernails now and is super goth, and I'm like, oh,
that's fun.
It would be fun if he talked more.
Yeah.
I'm like, play with me, I'm a cool mom. And he's like, Mom, leave me alone.
You're like, I was goth back in the day.
Right, I made goth.
Yes.
You don't understand how old I am, child.
Yeah. Or how old goth is, really.
Right. Well, Christina P., she was telling us that she was goth.
Oh, yeah, back in the day, hardcore.
And she's older than me. I think she's in her... Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know how old she is.
She looks amazing.
She does.
Because I think I do know how old she is, but she looks amazing.
I'm 38.
If I'm right.
Yeah, I'm 38, and I thought maybe she's not, and I don't want to... I'm sorry. I'm take all of that out. Like, backtrack, bad.
I think she is older than that, but she looks amazing. I would say she looks better than me, and I think I'm at least 10 years younger than her.
See, yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was really cool. She's like, yeah, I was goth, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
All right. I hate that these are so short today. Is there anything you want to plug?
I mean, yeah, Cult Podcast is a good one. And then Roast Battle. I'm not on it all the time, but, good people are. So watch Roast Battle on Periscope.
I love that you and Tom Whalen. Oh, my God. Because I love
was a really
Tom.
fun one.
Tom, for this podcast, I massaged him in the storage room at the Hollywood Hotel before the open mic.
Oh, that must be haunted.
Yes.
Right?
And then the bartender, I was all, is this okay? And he's like, yeah, I trust you. It's fine. And so we go in this storage room, and I go, I swear to God, if anything falls, anything hits me, anything moves, you're on your own, Tom, and you're naked, and I'm not. So I am out.
Oh, man.
And it was right when Mitzi passed away, too.
Oh, no.
So I was all, bad things.
Oh, man. Yeah, the Hollywood Hotel especially. Every time I go down there, I'm just like, something is unhappy.
Yeah.
There's a disturbance in the force.
And then you do open mics, and you're like, I hope I do well, because I have a feeling something's watching me from beyond.
The last time I was there, it was back before I stopped drinking. I did Performing Under the Influence.
Oh, okay.
And literally, I do not really remember much of that second set, but Armando watched the whole thing, and he's like, that's one of my favorite sets I've ever seen out of you.
I love it.
He was like, you were just angry and ranting about everything the whole time. He's like, it was the most angry 30-year-old I've ever seen you, where you were just like, why are we here? Can't we just go home? My feet hurt. This is ridiculous. And I was like, yeah, that sounds about like my inner monologue.
You're like, yeah, that's what I say all the time in my head.
Yeah, it just all came to the outside of my head at that point.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And what's your social media?
I am at Paige Wesley on Twitter, or at Rampage Wesley on Instagram.
And how do you feel?
I feel great, actually.
You're right, your shoulders were...
Oh, yeah, they're messed up.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Okay, we're going to shut off the camera, and just take your time getting ready. You are good.
Awesome.
Wait, you're good.
All right, that was my episode with Paige Wesley. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please go check out her podcast. Please click, subscribe, comment. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying right now. Send emails to Send emails to joyshappyendings@gmail.com, and have a good week. Bye-bye.